Good morning, happy people. 6 more days till the end of the MCO. Who wants to bet it's going to be extended again? Hi guys, super bright sunny morning as you can tell. It rained really heavily last night, so it's been raining. There's been some really weird weather for the last 3 or 4 days. It rained super heavily last night, so given that the sun is so high in the sky already and it's still so early in the morning, I suspect it's going to rain again later this evening. It always tends to be the case. Anyway, I'm headed back to Dukar now, get some breakfast, and then we'll be filming the rest of today's segment, also doing mantra rolling today to help to catch up with the backlog of work related to the Tsem Rinpoche Relic Stupa. So I'll see you guys later. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm spending the day here in my room doing mantra rolling because I have a stack of mantras to get through. I thought that today I would take the opportunity to comment on something that I read last night, this morning. It concerns people protesting against the movement control order or stay-at-home measures or lockdown measures, whatever you want to call it. People disobeying it, or people expressing their disagreement with it and refusing to abide by it. So I wanted to not comment directly on the actual act, but to comment on the sentiment or the quality of the trait that underlies such behavior, and that trait is selfishness. So when I first read the news and the reports, my first reaction was WTF, because I found it to be incredibly selfish. And then I thought about something that Rinpoche had told me many years ago, which is that don't be surprised when things go wrong in samsara. And I wanted to extrapolate that phrase, extend it to say, don't be surprised when sentient beings are selfish in samsara. Because the reason why we're still in samsara and the reason why we're still trapped in cyclic existence and bound by karma is because we haven't extinguished all traces of selfishness from our mind stream. So yeah, the initial shock of reading those reports wore off, and then I thought about it deeper. They're protesting, yes, out of selfishness, but also while we can blame them and while we can hold them responsible and call them ignorant and stupid and all the rest of that, we also need to consider the wider implications of why they're protesting. They're protesting because we were selfish as well. They're protesting because perhaps we failed them, we as a community failed them to raise awareness of the dangers of COVID-19, of the underlying reasons for why it is important to remain at home. Perhaps we as a community failed them because we failed to put in the necessary effort and put in the necessary time to publicize and promote the message about MCO, about the movement control order, the importance of abiding by the movement control order. Perhaps we as a community failed them because we didn't provide them with the necessary educational structure to educate them all of these years on basic medical knowledge and information. Maybe it's that. Maybe some of these people are protesting because, financially and economically speaking, they are really struggling as a result of the movement control order. And so they have no other choice but to get out and go and work. They have no other choice but to risk their lives to go and work. So even then, perhaps we as a community also, and as a society, failed them because we failed to provide the necessary infrastructure that would allow for people in that kind of socio-economic situation and background to be able to stay at home and to abide by the movement control order. I'm sure everyone would like to stay at home if they had the means to do so. But unfortunately, the reality is that some people just don't have the means to stay at home. So yes, people are protesting because they're selfish, but also they were put in a position to protest because of the selfishness of the rest of us. Why can't some states lift the movement control order and have less stringent measures than other states? For me, I don't know if this is the actual answer. This is the answer that I have come to. This is the conclusion that I've come to. For me, the reason why it's not possible to release some states over others and to have less stringent measures over others is because people will move. Just because one state is seeing a slower rise in the number of cases, in the number of new cases, just because some states are seeing better recovery rates than other cases, having people start moving around even within the state, within others, from one state to another, that would just increase the chances of the virus spreading. So collectively, all of us at this point need to think about each other and to stay at home. Yes, we may be suffering. Yes, another state may be doing better. Yes, our state may be doing better, and so why is it that we have to abide by the MCO when, for example, Kuala Lumpur is having all of the cases and Pahang is having fewer cases? Why do people in Pahang have to abide by the MCO? The people in Pahang have to abide by the MCO simply because, in solidarity with the people of Kuala Lumpur, we don't want to be the cause for the virus to continue spreading everywhere else. We don't want to be the cause for bringing the virus into Pahang and then spreading amongst the people here. It's very simple, for me at least. You can go into like childhood sort of arguments about how it's not fair, it's not fair that we are trapped and we don't have anything to do with this problem. It's not fair that I don't have the disease, so why should I have to stay at home? Yeah, you can say it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair to me. The problem with saying that it's not fair is that you're always saying that it's not fair to yourself, right? So that is reinforcing the selfishness with which we always act. Why not say it's not fair to somebody else? It's not fair to old people that we may be carriers to them. It's not fair to the disenfranchised who have no home, who are therefore more exposed to the virus. It's not fair to people who already have pre-existing conditions, who will be even more at risk than us. It's not fair to them that we healthy young people, who by the way are still at risk, but it's not fair that we as healthy young people may potentially be carriers to them. It's not fair. So when you think of the word "it's not fair," we are always going to say it's not fair. But maybe at this time, for these remaining 2 weeks, let's think it's not fair to someone else. Let's stop thinking it's not fair to me, it's not fair to me, it's not fair to me, it's not fair that I can't earn money, it's not fair that I can't go out, it's not fair that I have to be at home, it's not fair. Stop thinking it's not fair for yourself and start thinking that it's not fair for somebody else. The fact is that the virus in and of itself doesn't give a rat's ass sorry, doesn't give a crap about your age, it doesn't give a crap about your gender, it doesn't give a crap about your race, it doesn't give a crap about your socioeconomic status. Extremely wealthy people in positions of power have contracted COVID-19, and very, very poor people who are completely disenfranchised and have absolutely no control and say over their own lives, they've contracted COVID-19. So the virus in and of itself really doesn't care whether you think it's fair or not. Alright, it's up to us to think whether it's fair or not. It's up to us to direct the "it's not fair" statement in the correct direction. In Buddhism, in Vajrayana practice, you don't deny the fact that you have desire. You don't deny the fact that you have selfishness. You don't deny the fact that you have anger. What you do is recognize that it is an energy, and that energy can be redirected in another direction to create something that's positive, to become a catalyst for change, to become a catalyst for improvement, to become a catalyst for transformation. That is what you do in Vajrayana practice. That is what you do in Buddhism. Alright, so yes, in this time we are selfish, But let's do what Rinpoche always tells us, which is be selfish in the correct way. Be selfish for Dharma attainments. Be selfish for merits. Be selfish for benefiting others. Be selfish for doing charity. Be selfish for benefiting others. Focus out and direct that it's not fair statement to the benefit of others. It's not fair that they are suffering, and therefore me in a position where I'm able to be of benefit, where I'm more in a position to be of benefit to others, I will use that in order to help somebody else, in order to give somebody else a leg up, in order to extend, metaphorically, in order to extend a helping hand to somebody else. All right? Yeah, just a lot of thoughts were prompted by, that those news reports about people disobeying the MCO and disobeying their country's stay-at-home, or protesting the country's stay-at-home measures or lockdown measures, whatever you want to call it. I thought about, at first, yeah, oh my god, they're so selfish. And oh my god, I would never go there because now I'd be too freaked out to be exposed to remnants of the virus. But at the same time, now that I've thought about it deeper, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that people are unhappy. I'm not surprised that people are protesting. Because we as a community, we failed them. If we want to be brutally honest, if we want to take personal responsibility for what's happening around us, we failed them. We didn't expose them to enough information. We didn't educate them enough. We didn't give them the necessary infrastructure to enable them to stay at home. We failed them in so many ways. So now that we have observed and recognized this, let's move forward. All right? Let's stop failing one another. Let's be responsible for each other's well-being. And we only have 2 more weeks left to go with this movement control order, so hang in there. Like I said before, the longer all of us abide by the movement control order, the sooner it will be over for all of us. All right? We need to flatten the curve across the board, not just in one state over the next, not just for this community over the next. We need to flatten the curve nationwide. So please stay at home. Please encourage everyone around you to abide by the movement control order. It's for their own safety. It's for everyone's safety, all right? So anyway, I'm going to get back to mantra rolling. That was my little PSA for the day. And I'll get back to mantra rolling and I will see you guys later. Bye.